Hey guys, so sadly, bonus XP weekend has come to an end, but at least we can finally rest a little bit, go to sleep. And anyway, let's take a look at everything we did throughout the weekend. Now, if you're anything like me or most people in the world, you couldn't spend the whole weekend grinding, so you needed some things to AFK. For me, that was fire making most of the time. Now, I know what you're thinking. Panda, those are maple logs. What the hell are you thinking? And I know. But this clip was actually taken from toward the very, very end of the weekend. Whenever I needed to fire make during the weekend, I was doing U logs, which aren't that much better, but I have this policy about not buying logs worth more than maples. I had around 9K U logs that I went through during the weekend, though, and I was pretty stoked about that. I mostly used it just to get through my Dwarven Instinct aura every day, but there were other times when I just couldn't really be bothered to do anything else just because I'd been grinding for things like dungeoneering and stuff so long. So fire making was my go-to. Made a lot of great gains there. I also used up a bunch of protean, what are they called? Protean bars and some protean hides as well. I didn't get any clips of that. I didn't really have like a giant amount of them or anything, so it's not like I had some massive gains from them, but just throwing it out there. I did do that, so when we look at my specific XP gains, you'll know where that came from. I also did a few, maybe only a handful of training dummies, and that was some good experience as well. A while back, I had also purchased 5,000 oak planks that I thought to myself, if these go up, maybe I can sell them during the weekend. If these go down, I'll probably just use them. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, this really isn't enough to make any sort of decent profit on, even if they did go up. So I figured, why not just use them? So I went through, I think it was around 5.8 thousand oak planks. The extras were from mostly pickpocketing, working on 200 mil thieving. I got them from the Itho clan. I'm sure I got some of them from Treasure Hunter and things like that. And, various things. I don't think I got them from anything else. Maybe I got some of them from like clue rewards and stuff, but again, I only bought 5,000 of them, but I used around 5.8 thousand total. Um, so that was some of my construction. I mostly like to do oak doors. That's the way I got 99 construction. It's something that I really enjoy, something I'm like I don't want to say good at, but it's something I've spent a lot of time practicing, so I've got my clicks pretty on point for that. And funny fact, my RuneScape display name for a while was actually Oak Door around the time I got 99 construction. I also made a whole bunch of mahogany tables. I didn't buy any mahogany planks. These were all, again, just stuff that I've accumulated. I don't think they were so much from the Itho clan, but more so from things like the Dwarven Instinct Aura, maybe some from like elites or something like that, and several, I'm sure, from daily treasure hunter keys and everything like that. The protean planks I used here on mahogany tables because they're supposed to be more XP per plank and all that. But so made some fun gains here as well. I only had around 800, I think, max mahogany planks, so I didn't really do a whole lot of this, but again, just some more progress. And of course, I did a handful of dungeoneering. Now, I didn't do a whole lot. I believe on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I did 15, 15, and 5 floors. So not a massive amount, but not like nothing either. I made a decent chunk of money. I'm pretty happy about it. I could have done more, and part of me regrets not doing more, but with with it being bonus XP weekend, World 77 is just bringing out everybody that didn't normally train dungeoneering, people that wanted to train it faster. So not to say everyone was bad. There were still many people that knew what they were doing, but there were far more less experienced people, I will say, to refrain from being rude. And that's okay, but it was just very frustrating at many times. And frankly, I just couldn't bring myself to keep dungeoneering that much. Not only that, but competition for leeches in the friends chat was fierce. Every single rank was fighting over having people to sell to and everything, which of course is understandable, but it was just kind of discouraging that there were many times I'd be trying to sell and I wouldn't be able to because there'd already be people selling to all of the leeches in the friends chat. But again, decent chunk of money. I'm very glad that I did this. Kind of wish I had pushed myself and did a little more, but at the same time, I can always sell floors. I can always like do that on other times and make sure I'm doing something, more, I guess, money saving for bonus XP weekend. So again, it went pretty well. Like the video for 6 times dungeoneering speed. Real quick, let's just look at some of the dungeoneering times I had. And for the most part, they really weren't anything special. There were floors where there were 3 suicides and 2 leeches, floors where it was just me suiciding and 1 leech, floors where it was 2 suicides, 2 leeches, floors where 2 suicides, 3 leeches, but kind of a big mix of a whole bunch of stuff. But I was never really a floor where I was dungeoneering without there being a leech there. Every single floor I did was with the intent of making money, and many of the floors I did, I actually didn't get prestige for just because I hadn't done my rushes, and I'd be selling like 20 occults or something like that instead of making sure I do all my floors and then reset. But again, dungeoneering is something that I've been doing primarily for money, not really for XP, even though I am doing it with the intent of getting 200 mil eventually. So it's kind of one of those gradual goals. I'm not working on it super efficiently, but it's something that I will definitely get there in time, especially considering I'm making sure I use my daily challenges for dungeoneering every day as well. So that's a guaranteed like 327,000 dungeoneering experience, I believe. So even if I'm not selling any floors and I'm just doing like a couple small floors per day, I'm definitely going to get there in time. So dungeoneering was, overall, I'd say it was a success. And this last one is going to surprise you guys just as much as it did for me, and that is prayer. I had initially said that, of course, cleansing crystals are scaled to be similar to dragon bones on a gilded altar, so there's no reason that they would get the bonus if the gilded altar bonus isn't applied to bonus XP weekend. And that was the logic that Mod Timbo had actually thrown up on Twitter, and that had gone everywhere. I had specifically said that this wouldn't work because the fact that I had seen that. I don't know if Jagex had just forgotten to change this or if they left it open for bonus XP weekend on purpose, but regardless, I did spend a decent chunk of time here. I was mostly just here during whenever the Heffin Voice of Saren was active, and that's kind of a waste. Maybe I should have been here more often instead of doing fire making and stuff when it wasn't. But again, I was stoked that this was actually working. I made some very great gains in prayer. Now, when I say the Heffin Voice of Saren was active, for the most part, I mostly mean by that is that when I would get back to Prifdinus, say if I had just finished selling a floor or if I was doing some construction or something, say maybe I'd get there 15 minutes after the hour and see, oh, I missed out, Heffin Voice of Saren is active, and I would really run quick, take out a clan avatar, and get here a little late. What I would do is I would start up my Master Salvation Aura and my Juju Prayer Potion. Each one of those lasts for an hour, so yeah, kind of a bummer. I didn't start it on the hour like I should have, but regardless, I did stay for the whole hour and did some of that without the Voice of Saren. I didn't really stay too long after my aura or my Juju Potion wasn't active. I don't even know if there was a time when I did stay more than like 1 crystal after those died. But if you're curious to all the bonuses I was using, I already mentioned the clan avatar, the Juju Prayer Potion, the Master Salvation Aura. Now, side note, the reason I have the Master Salvation Aura and not any of the other Salvation Auras is for 2 reasons, really. One is that they cost a lot to upgrade, and I've been spending my loyalty points on other things, sadly, mostly cosmetic things, but regardless, I don't have a whole lot of points. And the second reason is that just I love the way the Master tier Salvation Aura works, and I think that the higher tier ones just look awful. And I know that me going cosmetic over something like this, which could potentially save me a whole bunch of money, is kind of stupid, but I'm doing it anyway, so thumbs up for that. As you can see, I've got the Quiver 4 in my inventory. Or not in my inventory, but I have it worn. What that does is after you've completed, I don't remember if it's the hard or the elite tasks, which one gives it, but I know, of course, if you have the elite tasks, you have the benefits from all of them. I know that when you are wearing that, if you have cleansing crystals in your inventory and you are training here, it will automatically start your next one instead of you having to click on the cleansing stone, whatever it's called, again once you're done. So you can AFK here for massive amounts of time with very, very little effort, which is fantastic. I love it. I've actually heard that during bonus XP weekend, the GP per XP here was around like 5 GP per XP, which is incredibly cheap for prayer. Now, granted, I know from reading on Wiki that without the Voice of Saren, normal times without bonus XP weekend or anything, it's around 11 point something, maybe like 11.12 GP per XP. That's approximate. Don't quote me on that. And I know with the Voice of Saren, it's around 9.22 GP per XP. And of course, that's even less and less the more boosts you use. Your auras, your avatars, your juju. Also, First Age. I totally forgot to mention I was using First Age, which I believe that was from Treasure Hunter. I'm like 99% sure. I don't think that came from anything else. But just over time, I got all 5 pieces, which is fantastic. I really am appreciating that extra 5% prayer XP boost. But anyway, I did a lot of this, made some great gains. Should I have done this more? Probably. Will I be doing this a lot next bonus XP weekend? Absolutely. Alright, so now into some live recording. As you can see, I'm on runetrack.com. If you don't know, this is a site that basically screenshots the RuneScape high scores, and we'll track how those update over time to kind of show you your day by day, and even during each day, just your XP gains and your rate of XP gains and everything like that. I think it's really awesome to look at. Maybe not really useful per se, but it's just really interesting to be able to see how far you've come and watch. Like being able to look back at graphs and being like, oh yeah, you can clearly see that's when I was going for 99 and stuff like that, and be able to put dates on your gains. But you can see some people had some immense gains just yesterday. I don't even know how most of those are possible, but good job on you guys. So I'm just gonna hop over to my own personal RuneTrack page, I guess you'd say. If you don't have a RuneTrack thing set up, all you need to do is search your name and get 10 other people to search your name. Your display name, that is, not your login name, and then it will start tracking your XP gains, I guess. So you really just need to ask people in your clan or whatever it is, random people at the Grand Exchange, to look you up, and it'll start tracking you. So we're going to go to user stat history, and if this will work. The weekend started on the 20th and ended on the 22nd. So let's take a look at how much XP I got once this will load. So I got 19.3 mil overall XP. Overall, I'd say that's a success. Of course, so many people did so much more, but considering what I was doing, I will definitely take it. Can see 3.9 mil, almost 4 mil prayer XP. That's pretty awesome. I am very happy with that, especially considering I went into the weekend thinking I wasn't even going to touch prayer at all. So the fact I got that just knocked out and so much cheaper than it normally would have been is just fantastic. I'm really happy about that. Can see if we look at fire making, I have 3.3 mil fire making XP gained during the weekend, up to 82.4 mil fire making XP at the end of the weekend. So that's awesome, getting much closer to 120. And again, I know I'm doing mostly maples. I'm not really in a rush for this one, but it's great to get that extra little boost. Scrolling down, almost 8 mil dungeoneering experience. So that's pretty cool, especially considering that I was selling floors. I wasn't really making sure that I was dungeoneering the most efficiently. I did at least a handful of floors without prestige. I know most of them I did have prestige on, which was good, but 8 mil dungeoneering experience, that's pretty awesome. And what other cool gains did I have? I was looking at something. I guess defense XP. I got almost 900k defense XP. Most of that is just from a little, very, very little from the training dummies, mostly just from during dungeoneering. And I forgot to mention prayer XP, up to 22.3 mil at the end of bonus XP weekend, up from 18.3. So that is awesome. I am so happy to get that head start. Prayer is, in my opinion, one of the best looking 120 capes and my favorite looking 99 capes. So I do intend on getting 120 prayer eventually. It's going to be a very slow and long road. I think I'm mostly just going to train it when the Voice of Saren is active and hit it for like 45 minutes or an hour at a time. Make sure I'm saving a little money. And of course, grind it out really hard next bonus XP weekend now that I know that it works. But, feel free to pause the video, take a look at how my rank changed, all the XP I got, anything like that. And other than that, hope you guys had an awesome, awesome bonus XP weekend. I hope your gains were very, very intense. Other than that, I hope you guys just have an awesome day. Stay happy. Have a few other ideas for videos planned, so make sure to subscribe to know when those are uploaded. And just have an awesome day. Stay happy.